Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I had to check something. All right. Yeah. I'm just saying. I need some. I just need some, okay? It's been one of those days. It's been one of those days. It's not a bad day. It's just like, I just need it. I'm just saying, you know. I'm just saying, it's just it's one of those days where, you know, let's get the title up on the screen. When I asked what this reading was going to be about, and this is what I heard. And I didn't know it would have something to do with me. I didn't know. Excuse me. I guess I am Trippin Ballz. Are you Trippin Ballz? We shall see. Okay. So Lindsay, as always, is on point. She's reminding us of 4 upcoming live workshop opportunities for you to come join me as I teach certain topics that I'm sure will blow your mind. Now I'm saying. I also have an event this Sunday afternoon, the Abundance Amplifier Healing Meditation event. This is like the precursor to the 222 portal that's coming on the 22nd, which I saw Lindsay put that as well. I finally, I've been tripping balls for days. Let me just turn off this heater. I'm not even cold no more. Totally had website issues. I just had too much fire is what it is, but I got that figured out. And so now you can go ahead and go check out the offerings for the portal on the 22nd. Okay. So let's get to the topic because I do still have to prepare for my class in a little bit. There is not enough hours in one day. There's not enough Emmys in the world for this level of, you know, like this level of like what the fuckery. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm sorry. I smacked you. All right, let's get started. I'm almost there. I'm almost ready. I wish I could drink coffee. It's just bullshit. It's just what it is. Let me just like toxic dump on you real quick. It's bullshit. I can't have soy sauce. I can't have rice. I can't have coffee. I can't have black tea. Like, put me in a fucking bubble. Because that's where I belong. Saying. I can have some of this though. You're next, baby boo. I'm gonna put you in my mouth. I'm gonna chew you up. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I don't typically eat junk food. It's healthy junk, but it's still junk. It's still junk. I could already feel the chocolates hitting my bloodstream. Let's go balls to the wall. Let's go balls to the wall. Let's put the last of Justin's nuts. Let's put the last of it. Just because, fuck it. Let's do it. Okay. Do you want to do this? You could feel that sugar hit. No, this is going to fuck me up. For real. We'll put you by the cookies that we know we're not going to eat. I felt like having it there. Okay. Wait, is this the right water? I hope this is not old water. You already swallowed it. You already swallowed it. Deal with it. You already swallowed it. Just deal with it, girl. Deal with it. Okay, let's get started for real. Anything baked with cashew flour tastes amazingly creamy. Cashew yogurt, not so much. Not so much. Try the So Delicious one. Almond yogurt, it's kind of nasty too. Okay, here it goes. So someone's tripping balls. I don't know who. Could it be you? Cashew ice cream is good. That is good. So you're invoking something to you, but you have to remain dedicated to whatever it is you're initiating. What you're initiating is going to ground you, but at the same time, what this is going to do is increase your level of awareness. Kitty Claw, please remind me to message you. I have something I have to tell you that's super important. I keep forgetting to message you. So this awakening, it's expanding your awareness. And as your awareness expands, you're going to trip some balls, yo. You're going to trip some balls. That's what's going to happen, because what ends up happening as your awareness expands and you become so much more aware of stuff. I'm really sick of this fucker just constantly messaging me like, okay, you need to be blocked. How the fuck do I block your ass? I don't know you. Stop fucking messaging me. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Block it across the board. Across the board. Gentlemen. That would be a gentleman. Men. If she does not respond to 7 messages, she doesn't want to. Leave her alone. Okay? It's so weird. It's like this person. You've been messaging me since 2019. Shit. Bruh. Since 2019. What year is it? Hold up. It's 2023. What the fuck? Give up, yo. Give up. Apply that type of dedication to your education. What the fuck? Woo. The caliber of troll that finds me on social media is like, time you're committed. Fuck. Okay, stop fucking around, girl. So you're awakening, this expanding of your awareness. What this is going to do is going to cause you to feel anxiety. It's just kind of how it works. The people who are like, oh my God, I totally had this awakening and I'm so zen. You're full of shit. You probably, I'm sorry. Okay. That's me polishing my abrasive parts. Let me not be so abrasive today. Okay. So when you go through an ascension process, what ends up happening is you get rubbed in such a way that causes you to become so hyper aware. Oh, shit. Tell me I'm not the shit. I just pop that on, no glue even. See the difference? When I don't want to do this reading, is what it is. I really don't. I don't want to do this reading for some reason. Probably because I'm tripping balls. I'm so irritated. I wasn't until the reading started. But see, that's the thing. That's part of how Ascension works. You become hyper aware of certain things that maybe you weren't, you didn't have on your radar before. And now that you're aware of it, it becomes something aggravating, right? Nothing bad happened. Ooh, 88% at 358. That's 8888 because 3 plus 5 is 8. 16, 16, 32, 5. Solid foundation from which to be guided to change. Okay, maybe we'll do this reading. So you're becoming aware of the different things that are occurring, right? The different timelines, the different shifts. And as that occurs, there's an ending that's taking place. The ending that I'm picking up on is the ending of certain cycles that are just, it's been expired. It's like sour milk at this point. So while in winter, something is going to be revealed to you. While we are still in this winter season, it's going to be revealed to you. It's going to be something very, very intense. That's why I didn't want to do this reading. Because I am just hooty hoo. Smooth chillin', just kicking it. With the top down, I look to the ground. I know they be watching me. Smooth chillin', just kicking it. With the top down, I look to the ground. Okay. It's fine. These cards are basically telling me that before winter is done, this thing that's been hidden will be shown to you. And what will be shown is the foundation of the masculine, where this masculine energy is, like where it's rooted and, all of that, right? So, homeland, foundation, Lord, God, masculine. My Lord. Your Lord is coming. So, what needs to be banished and hexed, if you do that type of thing, is your insecurity about how this is going to play out, because this is going to play out in whatever way it's meant to play out. And you kind of just have to roll with it. Just roll with it. Seriously. I'm trying to refine my point of center now that the sugar is coating my brain. I can feel it. I could feel it. Have you ever been so sensitive to a product of some kind, a food or whatever, and you can feel when it gets spread through your bloodstream? That's just me, huh? That's just me. Okay. So, being a free spirit does not mean you lack compassion. It does not mean that you suddenly are incapable of being compassionate to yourself and to others. A lot of what's going on this earth plane has to do with recalibrating your compassion, balancing it with your ability to be free, to be sovereign, making sure you're aware of any areas, individuals, or places within yourself that lack integrity. Integrity is so important. Integrity is so importante. Importante. Okay. Seriously, it is so important. It's just integrity is one of those things that can make or break your life. Integrity is just one of those things. It can be something that can lead you to the people, the groups, the places that can really take your dream to a whole nother level. A whole nother level. But if there's a lack of integrity, all of this groundwork that you're doing to try and start whatever it is that you're wanting or needing to start, it's going to be all for nothing. If you're going to hang out or allow yourself to be affected by people who lack integrity, you're going to seriously be tripping balls. You're going to seriously be tripping balls. You're going to forget your self-worth. You're going to be scared that people will share with others something that you don't want them to share. You know, in my general rule of thumb, if I'm going to tell you something, it's probably going to be something that I wouldn't care if other people knew, simply because I can't guarantee you're not going to tell anyone. Right? And plus I have ADHD, and so I just blab things out. Don't worry though, your secrets are safe with me because I forget everything that people tell me, literally. As soon as the conversation is done, it flew away. I don't remember it, and since I don't remember it, I can't tell anyone what you said. Totally serious. But if you're afraid that what you're going to say to someone is going to be said to someone else and you think that's going to be a bad outcome, either you lack integrity or they do. Which one is it? Is it you that lacks the integrity, or is it the person that you're hanging out with? Because, I mean, if you have that fear, that's not good. That's definitely not good. So what's happening here? What is this reading about? Hold on. It feels like something's happened now that the sugar is starting to clear my system. Thank God my metabolism functions the way it does. It's on the same type of program as my memory. It processes things pretty fast. So something's happened. It's something that's causing a lot of frustration, a lot of a sense of betrayal, a lot of the sense of just like pissed off. Who's pissed off? Is it you? Are you mad? Totally serious. Is it you? Are you mad? What happened? Feels like someone shared things that they shouldn't have shared with someone you didn't want them to share it with. I hate that type of shit. Like, oh my God. It feels like really intense. Like you can't believe it. Like it's this sense like you can't believe. Well, what can't you believe though? Because I don't know. The sense that I get is that this is a person who has done this before, that this is not new, but you can't believe it. I don't know. You're still on that sacred journey. You're still needing to find out more about yourself. But now it's almost like this thing of, awareness that your environment, you're not compatible with your environment. And then on top of that, this cosmic connection, because this card comes out pretty often, it comes out pretty often. And so it's like, I believe the last two readings, maybe even more than that, has talked about a cosmic connection. And so now it's this thing of, whoever this is, are they questioning? Are they questioning whether or not to approach the person they have a cosmic connection with? Or are they questioning if they have a cosmic connection with the people in their environment? This feels like drama. Not good. I am so averse to drama. So part of the way you shine is being fearless. Mhm. Fearless as in having less fear than you do courage, having more courage than you do fear, right? And that's one of the ways you shine and find your way back to your path. Someone is tripping balls. Like there is some type of thing that was shared. Okay. Make sure you claim your support. How's life been treating you? I got some exciting things to share with you. That's what the email says. It's some like that's powerful though. Make sure you claim your support, right? How's life been treating you? Do you feel like it's been unfair that someone has just created a situation that's probably going to create some havoc in your life? I am absolutely the person who, if I didn't say it to your face, it's probably just to avoid the drama of being honest to that degree directly towards you. But if I were to say something, if someone was to ask me a question and I answered it truthfully regarding you in your absence, and then they turn around and they excuse me, tell you about what I said and you come back to me and you're like, "Did you say this?" Abso-fucking-lutely I did. Thank you for initiating this conversation. I didn't know how to tell you, and so when they asked me, I was honest. But now that you've initiated the conversation, thank you so much. I think you're an absolute twat waffle. I said it. I said it. Do you want to talk about why I feel that way? I mean, I don't feel that way just because I'm being judgmental. I feel that way because all of your behaviors lead me to have that opinion about you. I've been known to say that shit to people's faces, straight to their face. There's nothing that I will say behind your back that I will not admit to. It's true. It's true. I had this girl in high school. I've shared this before. She was my BFF for quite a few years. And then I began to see her changing. And, again, I didn't have the life experience and the maturity to understand that she was struggling. And rather than me being judgmental because I didn't agree with her behaviors, um, I judged her and I didn't like that shit. I don't like that. I don't like when people show me or I sense that they are just strictly all about the material and what they can gain from you. I don't like that. And so that developed an opinion within me that she's a bitch. What? I was like 17. Hello. And so our mutual best friend, there was three of us in that best friendship. And our mutual best friend kind of felt like she was upset because she was upset because we were badminton partners and she had an off day during a time where we were challenging for the senior varsity position. First position in varsity, like, motherfucker, you need to be on your A game right now. Stop fucking around. I want to win. And so what happened was, yeah, no, I pushed her off the court because I got all aggressive. I'm fucking very, very competitive. And so I pushed her off the court and I played the senior varsity by myself. What? I won. I'm not joking. I won. I got us that first varsity position by myself. And she was so mad at me. And I was just like, what? You were not present. She wasn't. That's still fucked up. It was supposed to be a partnership. So yeah, my coaches made me a singles player for badminton. And she was mad. She was mad. She felt jilted. I can't blame her for that. But yeah, so she decided to ask me in private what I thought about our other best friend, who I was just not feeling her for a while already. I wasn't, and I was just keeping quiet, like, let me not be a bitch. And so I told her, and so she told the girl, who then came up to me after school and was like, I heard, I heard that you called me a bitch in front of everybody. I was like, I did. Why would you say that? Because you are. Because you are. And then she got mad. Don't ask me questions you don't want answers to. And yeah. So that's the thing. I think what's happening is that you're failing to allow yourself to make the necessary judgments to understand what needs to happen. This is going to still force you into a space of progression. You're going to be pushed forward regardless. You're going to be pushed forward regardless. Regardless. Right? It's up to you how you want to handle this. Now, one person said something to another person who said something to another person, and now it's this drama phone happening. Yeah, she's the one who wanted to fight me after school. She got hammer fisted. Okay, let me stop. It was I'm not laughing because I hammer fisted her in the forehead. I'm laughing because that was the stupidest shit ever. It's just the things that teenagers do is just can be so fucking obnoxious. There was no reason to get into that fight. She wanted to fight. That's fine. Fine. There was no reason for that. Like, who cares what my opinion is? Who cares, It's like, if you don't like me as a friend anyways, who cares what I think? Who cares? So wait, are you like being a teenager in your reaction to whatever it is that's happening? Is it causing you to shut down and be very adolescent in your coping mechanisms? Is that what it is? Because I'm not proud of that. People might be like, oh my God, I can't believe she's bragging. No, that was like, I laugh whenever I share that because that's just so stupid. That was just the dumbest shit ever. Like, why? What was the point in that? Talk about giving your power away. Someone tells you, I want to fight you. You're supposed to be like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to fight. So is that what's happening? Did person A tell person B something, who then told person C? And person C is now trying to rile up person B in order for them to tag team person A. That's not good. That is definitely not good if you want to be hanging around people who are not multifaceted. Some flat ass people. That's some flat, basic ass behavior. You know what I'm saying? Village Baby got a question. I think I know what this question is. VB, no. This is not the time. I was just talking about adolescent behavior. This is not the live stream to ask that. Don't ask it now. Okay, go ahead. If you want, go ahead. But so even your error in judgment, it's going to cause you to still make progression. You're still going to progress. Okay, VB, V baby, please just go ahead. Ask your question. Ask your question because first, I don't want to limit you. Secondly, let's be petty up in here. Let's be petty. Just I'll continue the reading. You go ask your question. Y'all can go ahead, answer his question. I will put it up on the screen so we can just have a community petty moment. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying. So ancestral magic in reverse. Whatever this progression is, it's going to resolve this lack of access, lack of connectivity to your ancestral magic. Until you do that, you can't dispel the darkness. So, excuse me. I suddenly got a message from Miss Marlene over here, Miss Firecracker, Miss Pew Pew. Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots have definitely been fired. So okay. Let me. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. I'm going to behave. We be having hilarious conversations about this. Okay. Listen up, folks. So, can we call the clown Wonder Clown? You like Wonder Bread from back in the day? Mhm. I remember Wonder Bread. It was the cheapest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you guys. We'll take a vote. So, person A told person B, who told person C, who's trying to get B to tag team against person A. And it's this sense of like, why are you allowing this in your environment? Right? Why are you allowing it in your environment? Why are you allowing the different things that pull you from your place of peace? My thing is that if someone wants to be the drama, they can do that without your participation. You don't have to participate in that, right? You don't have to be the one that is consistently I'm trying to behave. Behave. I'm trying to behave. Behave. I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot that's going on. This like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is a whole alphabet soup going on here. Um, hmm. This darkness that needs to be dispelled. I mean, maybe we should see it in these terms. If you don't like the darkness, you shouldn't stay in places with no light. And if you're hanging around cave dwellers, people who love to dwell in the shadowed spaces where their truth and their behaviors, their lack of integrity is not going to be readily observed by others. I mean, I don't know. This is just, I think the important thing here is to just focus on your peace, focus on what you need to do to stay in that space of centeredness, um, to stay in a space of whatever is for your greatest good is what you will do. That type of space where you can give yourself permission to walk away or permission to walk towards the very things that you need to be around for your growth. Because look, there's a lack of growth occurring. I think this lack of growth is indicative of the environment that you're in right now. When the plant struggles to grow, You don't blame the plant. You adjust the environment, right? If the soil is not compatible with what the plant needs, you repot the plant. You don't start berating the plant for not having what it needs. And it's almost this thing of like, whoever this is, this individual continues to disrupt your peace. This is like a toxic thing. Is this an ex? Is that what it is? You have a toxic ex that just keeps disrupting your peace, involving other people, and trying to get them to talk sense into you so that you can stay together, like as their prisoner. This is not okay. This is making me sleepy. This is just some boring ass basic drama shit. I don't play those games. I don't. I don't. I don't. Someone wants to make trouble for you. Someone wants to make trouble for you because they see you starting to find the courage to make the decision to like move towards the things that will give you peace, the things that can finally help you to close the gaping wound. If this is a person, if this is a place, if this is an opportunity, I don't care, whatever it is. If it's going to help you to heal, then yes, do it. Who gives a damn about the ex? They're an ex for a reason. Who cares about their opinion? You give too many people too many opportunities to access you and act a fool with you. For real. Stop it. You think you're being a nice person, but in reality, that niceness is nothing but a gaping gateway for the people who are really, really horrible to come through and access you. So maybe this is a period where for some of you, you thought you've already gone through this and you're done with it and all this lovely stuff. But in reality, all you did was like, all you did was kind of make them think that, okay, you're tripping right now. You're seriously tripping balls right now. And if I leave you alone enough, you'll calm down and it'll be okay. You didn't really mean that when you said you hated me. You didn't really want me to leave. You were just mad. You're just tripping. But, if I give you enough time, you're going to calm down. I hate people like that. That's a deal breaker in my book. That's a deal breaker. When someone takes that stance towards me, like, you're tripping, I'm just going to give you some time to calm down because you're tripping. I have no chill, but I'm never tripping. It's never for nothing. Even my toxic father knows this about me. I remember years ago, um, my brother was talking to my father on the phone. We were already estranged, and he was angry with me. He was angry with me because I snapped at my mom. Like, I said something mean. I don't remember what I said, but she had been going on and on and on. I finally couldn't keep quiet anymore, and I said something back. It's probably a one-liner, but it probably cut her very deep. So he was upset. He was upset because in my culture, you never disrespect your mother. You let them say whatever they want to say. You let them put hands on you. It's fine. They are the mother. They are the parent. You allow elders to do whatever they do, and you take that quietly. Don't you ever talk back. Don't you ever disrespect. That's part of my culture. It's fine. But at that time, it wasn't fine. And I found myself saying something. And as soon as I said it, I was like, you know what? I should have just shut up. So I left. And I think she went and called my father. At which point, I don't know, my brother ended up on the phone with him. And even my toxic father was like, well, you know, your sister, she doesn't start shit, she ends it. So instead of asking me what your sister's problem is, why don't you ask yourself, what the hell did your mom do to set her off? So I'm never tripping for no reason, you know? So it's one of those things. Are you someone who trips for no reason? Are you someone who just really goes off the rails every opportunity you can? You look for reasons to be upset. There are people who exist who are like that. But I mean, realistically, are you like that? Are you like that? Is that you? Because if that's not how you are, and you go through great pains to stay quiet in order to preserve a peace that doesn't even exist, that the only reason there's peace is because you keep taking other people's bullshit. I think you might need to start changing that cycle. I think you might need to start really assessing what's going on here. Are you the issue, or are you the issue because you won't allow others to continue making issues for you with no consequence to them? Which one is it? Because it can't be both. It can't be both. So maybe what's happening is you are in an environment that's extremely parasitic, an environment that keeps guiding you to receive more parasitic behavior. Because it's card number 26. 2 is the number of guidance, 6 is the number of receiving, right? But then if you take it further, 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 is the number of reunification, reunifying with all of your parts, finding your voice and using it, right? Finding the people who are reflections of what you need. I was having a pretty intense conversation with someone earlier. I had some business meeting, and they don't know what I do for work. It was business stuff, but they don't know what I do. And the conversation went to this topic. And it was this thing of whatever you don't resolve from childhood, you will carry through and continue to relive through your entire adulthood until you, at the very least, acknowledge there was something that happened in childhood. And as you do this in your adulthood, not only will you repeat these patterns, continue to relive it, you will also seek out and magnetize to draw towards you the very people who have the willingness and the capacity to play the characters you need in order to relive that story that lives in your head. So you will recreate that with the people in your environment. Not because that's all you draw to you, but because that's all you allow in. That is all you allow to stay. So you have a warrior spirit and you were betrayed. This type of circumstance typically will cause someone to go backwards in their awakening, in their expansion of their awareness. That's okay, because what's happening is you're like the arrow that's being pulled back. The arrow is not launched forward without a backwards movement first. And if you want to talk about, okay, are you an archer? I heard someone. You're an archer? Yeah. Okay, whatever. I'm not. But let me break something down for you. Even a compound bow needs to first be pulled back before you can load it. Because unless you pull that back, it's not going to launch it anywhere. So I don't know if you should call yourself an archer. My non-archer ass even knows that. I'm just saying. It's just common fucking sense. So there's always this charge that has to be loaded, this pulling back in order to load a charge. The further your trajectory is amplified, the more friction, resistance, stored kinetic energy needs to be accrued. That backwards movement is preparing you to launch forward. So you're going to launch forward, but you got to, I don't know. I get impatient with these types of topics. I do. I get impatient because for me, it's just so common sense. And I know I can hear my husband right now in my head, honey, your common sense is not common sense for the regular person. I don't care. It's common sense to me. Seriously, these types of topics, they are definitely things that frustrate me. Maybe they frustrate me because it takes me back to that space when I was living through that same struggle that this person is having. And I'm not frustrated with the person. I'm frustrated with the memory of what I allowed. Ooh. Yeah. Then that might be it. Do you get frustrated about certain types of topics? Because maybe that's an invitation from your soul, right? Maybe there's something to that. Your soul is inviting you to revisit the places you've left behind. Once you reach a certain level of growth, once you've progressed a certain degree beyond what it was that hurt you, you then have the capacity to see with clarity what that circumstance was trying to teach you way back when. And now you're looking at it from a higher vantage point, and you've developed much more maturity. And so you can begin integrating some of that information. So looking back at that, part of what frustrated me was I settled for things that I didn't need to settle for. I gave up a powerful voice in exchange for a barely heard whisper. Why? To maintain a peace that didn't exist, a peace that was contingent on my suffering in silence. Then that's not peace, right? If you have to suffer in silence for that peace to exist, it's not peace. There's something that's hidden from you. I don't know what it is, but there's something that's hidden from you. Maybe in oof. Uh-oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Poker face, poker face, poker face, poker face. I don't want to say that, Marlene. I don't want to say that because you're starting shit. I know what you're doing. You're starting shit and you're using me as your mouthpiece. You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? Let me tell you, I'm psychic as fuck. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to repeat what you told me to repeat. And then that's going to have a trickle down effect, which is going to cause a domino effect. And at the end of all of that process, guess what? I'm going to be the asshole for saying what you told me to say. I don't want to have to destroy bitches. Because I promise you, if bitches involve me in their drama, I will get out my handmade chinelas. I will find my chinelas and I will start to babak the ubot. What did I say? I said, I will find my slipper and I will beat bitches in their ass with it. I'm saying, don't get me in shit. Like, for real, girl. For real. That's a wrong kind of thing. That is a wrong kind of thing that you are initiating, because I promise you, I'm from a different region. I have a different type of blood running through my veins, baby, but don't get me started. No, I'm not going to say that because it's fucking assholish. It is. I'm serious. It's assholish. I excel in assholery, but I don't want to excel in it anymore. I would like to excel in anything but anything but. I'm gonna play some music. I'm gonna drown you out for the last few minutes that I'm on because I gotta get ready for my class, and I don't want to hear you. I'm pretty serious. When was the last time you heard me joke around with you in that way when I said I didn't want to do anything? Never. Correct. Absolutely. That's absolutely correct. You know, here's the thing. Why don't you tell your person that you want to hear this? Why don't you tell them directly? Yes. There will come a time where you must make decisions for yourself. You cannot be the voice for unreasonable people. Just because something must be said does not mean it must be me saying it. We all have the capacity to hear with more than just our ears. And it's important. It is so important to stop the fuckery. I'm serious. I don't want to partake. Even in general terms. Say it in general terms. Well, I guess that's not that bad. During times of conflict, it is important to remember who you came from. Ooh, that got me. Oh, she's good. She says, always keep in your heart the dreams that your mother dreamt for you. Remember all the times she encouraged you to find your strength, your courage, and your power. And the greatest way you can show her love is by bringing to fruition the dreams she dreamt for you. She says there's so much more for you and your life. So much more than what you're settling for. And if you're going to stay afraid of the very things that will help you to find who you are and what you're here for, you'll suffer in ways that will break her heart. Sometimes mothers don't know how to communicate until they're gone. And all the things she wanted to say, but didn't have the courage to. They'll be the messages she'll give you in your dreams. She'll show you in the sky. She'll help you to feel in the darkest corners of your mind. Mhm. Yeah. That's a lot. Mm. That's a lot. She's sobbing. She is like sobbing. I cannot control someone else's life. I can't. It's not my place. It is not my place to make decisions and force circumstances. It's not my place. Why do I say that? Because that's not the way I love. Yes, I am a mother as well. And that is not the way I love. I love in a way that sets you so free that you decide things for yourself. And I will either just silently witness it, or if asked, I will give you my thoughts. But I never love people in a way that forces them into anything. Ever. That's just not how I love. Okay. Instead of the final card, Marlene has asked me to read her my favorite poem, Love Sonnet 17. She says she loves when I read this poem. Okay. Love Sonnet 17 by Pablo Neruda. I don't love you as if you are rose of salt, topaz, or arrow of carnations that propagate fire. I love you as one loves certain dark things, secretly, between the shadow and the soul. I love you as a plant that doesn't bloom but carries the light of those flowers hidden within itself. And thanks to your love, the tight aroma that arose from the earth lives dimly in my body. I love you without knowing how or when or from where. I love you directly without problems or pride. I love you like this because I don't know any other way to love, except in this form in which I am not, nor are you, so close that your hand upon my chest is mine, so close that your eyes close with my dreams. That's a beautiful one. I love that poem. So I think what needs to happen is people need to begin considering the different solutions that can be implemented, solutions that are viable. If you don't have the courage or the stamina to deal with someone and their toxicity, you need to not have access. They need to not have access to you. That's just plain and simple. That's just plain and simple. You need to give yourself the type of consideration and grace that's necessary for you to properly heal. When you continue to force yourself to be around the very people who continue to rip open your wounds that you're trying to heal, that's the equivalent of having had a C-section, a cesarean section, and then going to the gym after a few days to go lift heavy. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? You have to give yourself the patience and the grace to stay in the calm, quiet environments that support your healing and your peace. If you want that to heal properly, that is what you have to do. You cannot force yourself to rejoin some war that was never yours to begin with. The people who do these types of things, they have a war that lives within themselves. And they invite anyone and everyone to join them in that misery. Did you know you have the power, the authority, and the right, the option to say no to that invitation? You have that right. You have that authority. It's time to start acting like it. It's time to start using that authority and not allowing anything to access you that disturbs your peace. Now, after you've taken the time to properly heal, after you have had the appropriate amount of time to grieve the loss of a life you thought you were going to live, because for some people, the things that end, you were counting on that to be forever. You have to grieve that loss. There is a huge sense of loss that you have experienced. Give yourself the time to grieve that. Allow yourself the space to lay with the feelings. Allow yourself to process so that you have some sort of chance to actually heal. A lot of what's happening right now with people in their personal journey, it has to do with others trying to force you into spaces, right? Force you into spaces of interaction, force you to this, force you to that. One of the things that I love the most about me at this point in my life, having lived so many different types of circumstances, and every single circumstance teaching me to the highest degree, one of the things I love the most about me is my ability to say no, my ability to walk away, my ability to help myself understand that sometimes the love I'm trying to give someone who's not worthy of that love should really be given to myself. And in loving myself, I will remove myself from all of the things that distort my perception of myself. These were hard lessons to learn. as someone who is capable of loving even when my hands are bleeding, trying to hold on to whatever it is that life is trying to take away from me. I mean, what if you held on to your pieces that way? Because some of us, we have this insane stamina when it comes to holding on to the very things that life tries to clear out of our lives, whether it's friendships, relationships, work situations, whatever it is. There was this one circumstance where I was holding on to a person. I knew that this was just like, there was something that happened in a conversation. It was just a conversation. And maybe I wasn't aware of the way my communication was being received, right? And I wasn't trying to secretly communicate something. I was just actually talking about things that I was seeing on social media and whatnot. And this individual in the chat kind of just like snapped at me, and I was just like, I thought we were just having a conversation. Like, I presented an offer to you several days ago. You answered about that, and I left that alone. There's a conversation happening now about world events, and I'm just chiming in my thoughts on world events. I'm not trying to convince you anything. And it was in that moment that I saw, like, there's some fucking fakery in this shit. There is, I'm taking a glimpse at your real fucking face right now. And because it wasn't this full on confrontational thing, and I didn't want to talk to that person after that. I shut that person down for weeks. And this is someone I had to talk to. And, but after that, I was just like, I just don't want to be the fucking drama. So I'm going to just leave it at that. I will allow myself to think that it was a misunderstanding and I need to not be sensitive, but I'm not letting your ass back in. You're on the fringes. You're on the fringes. And it stayed that way for, I think like 2 or 3 years, something like that, where I just kept my mouth shut and I just, kind of played along because I didn't want to disrupt anyone else's good time. I didn't want to disrupt anyone else's bonding opportunities and whatnot. Yeah. And then finally, the few years went by and the person showed me their real face again. But this time I'm like, bitch, I'm fucking looking straight at you. You will never again have the opportunity. I don't give a shit what happens to you now. You will never have an opportunity to apologize, to explain yourself, to give me excuses for the ways in which you tried to cut me to my bone for no fucking reason. Yet again. Never again. Never again. You will never be in proximity to me ever again. And I know that I committed to that decision because this is a person that had developed close bonds with my kids. And I had to sit my kids down and be like, guys, I'm sure that they still love you very much. But there was a situation that occurred, and there were words that were said, and there were things that were felt. And I'm not willing and I'm not capable of being friends anymore. And, I'm very sorry for disappointing you guys. But I'm not willing to anymore. And the question of, oh, are we going to see them I don't think so. Unfortunately, I don't think so, because I can't guarantee that there won't be another exchange of words, because the way I was treated is so far beyond unacceptable. You have to make decisions for yourself. You have to know when to pull back. You have to know when a friendship is not viable, right? For some, this is going to be about an ex where, you're trying to remain friends with this ex, but they've done you so dirty. They've hurt you so much. And you're still trying to force yourself to be friends with this ex because I don't know. Well, because they don't have anyone. Well, I mean, if you think about it, now they don't have you as well. And that's because of something they did, right? Was it you that did wrong? Or did they do something to hurt you again to the degree that you can't take anymore? Okay, because if that's the case, they don't have anyone by choice. They've chosen to continue to perpetuate the cycles that always leads them to this space of being alone. And I'm sorry, hun, but it's not your place to tell someone to be someone outside of who they actually are. It's not your place. It is not your place to try and convince them to be something they are not. And it is not love. If your expectation is someone must be the character you want them to be in order to be worthy of your love, it's just not. It's not love. I have a real marriage. I've been with my husband for 24 years, and I don't tell him to do this or that. I don't force him to not this, not that. Like, no. You know what I'm compatible with. You know what I'm not compatible with. If it gets to a point where I'm not compatible with the life you're living, it's done. I'm not going to tell you to change. I'm not going to ask you to change. I'm not going to give you any ultimatum. I'm going to tell you to your face, all of these things that have been happening, it's changed the way I see you and the way I feel. And I think we need to start considering a life away from each other, because I can't do that. I can't force myself to continue to try and be okay with something that I'm not okay with. And I don't want you to be forced into being someone who you're not. You are who you are. I am who I am. And as long as we're compatible, it's beautiful. I'm not looking for perfection, nor am I looking to be a sacrificial lamb or a martyr. I have to know when it's worth it and when you're kidding yourself, when you are fooling yourself into believing that no one needs you more than you. That thing you tell yourself, like, yeah, I mean, everything you said was true. I mean, but they need me. No, they don't. They don't need you more than you need yourself. They don't need you more than you need your peace. That goes for everyone. That goes for everyone. So find your peace, protect it. Protect it by cultivating your environment, not by being armed in a place. I mean, that's obnoxious. That visual of you having all of these weapons to protect a pile of money or gold in the middle of a street that is inside an extremely poor neighborhood. Or you're trying to protect a pile of food in a region, a neighborhood that's experiencing a famine. And what, you have all the weapons? Who cares? Why would you do that? You're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for sabotage. And maybe those are not the best analogies, because some people might be like, oh my God, you should share the food. But here's the thing. Realistically, you have enough food to last you for a month. You're in an environment where there are thousands of people. If you allow each person to have one thing, you'll run out of food in an hour and not everyone will have something. So, what's the right thing to do? And I will give you a hint. This is a trick question. This is a trick question, because if you're going to tell me, and hold off on your comment, okay? Don't comment it yet. If you're going to tell me I'm going to do the right thing and share the food, that's the problem. When you apply that to your life, you think being without and suffering is the right thing. No, it's not. It is not the right thing. It is the martyr thing. So what is the right thing? For me, well, okay, if some of that food is fresh food, is it something with seeds? Do I have seeds in that pile? Yes? Okay, I'm going to start planting stuff. I'm not going to tell anyone what I'm doing. I'm going to just start planting stuff. I'm going to ration my food very carefully, and I'm going to plant stuff. The reason I'm going to ration my food is because I need to take in a certain amount of calories in order for my body to remain healthy, for me to tend the food that I'm growing for everyone else. You cannot feed people if your table is empty. You cannot fill someone else's cup if your cup is empty. I am much more powerful in my ability to provide for other people when I tend to my needs first. So, what would I do? I would ensure that I put myself in a position to be able to create an amplification of what I have in order for me to be able to safely and responsibly share. And those who I share with, we are now going to have a conversation. If I give you this food, you have to help me cultivate more food. When we have more food, those people who get more food will also have to help me to cultivate and amplify the amount of food production until everyone eventually, yes, everyone will be fed. And everyone in that feeding, in that sharing of the work as well as the harvest, everyone will learn how to provide for themselves. One of the things that I learned a couple of years back, yes, it's a powerful thing for others to witness me changing someone else's life by gifting them the things that they need, right? Not just things they want. I want to make sure everyone kind of has a clarity about the work that I do. I'm not Make-A-Wish Foundation. I don't give you things that, this is your wish. This is what you want because there's a bad circumstance. It's a terminal circumstance. And so we want to give you what you want. And it's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. No, I'm not that type of organization. I seek to fulfill needs that are not met. Needs, not preferences. No. Is not what I do. I don't work on preferences. I work with needs, the fulfillment of needs, the needs of children, the needs of single parents, the needs of those who are underserved, underprivileged, all of these things, all of these things. right? And one of the things that I learned doing altruistic work for how many years with my personal wages, um, the most powerful thing I can do is not give you the money, but teach you how to make your own. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I still need to make that listing. Intuitive business development. I am very grateful to have been given the gift of intuitive business development. It's a gift. It is. I have a way of using my abilities to understand the trajectory of decisions in business. So, one of the most powerful things I can do is help teach someone how to cultivate that. It's a very powerful thing. I can't technically give you business advice, but I can help you cultivate your intuition. I can help you gain the clarity, receive the confirmation for the decisions you've already been considering, the direction that you should go. Are you tripping because you're incapable? Are you tripping because you're afraid? You're afraid of how to use your capability. Most people will never try because they don't trust themselves. So, what do you need to do? Trust yourself. Trust yourself with what? Trust yourself to receive what you need when you need it, whether it be guidance, whether it be tangible goods, whether it be opportunities, whether it be financial means. Who knows? Allow yourself to receive it all. Life is opening up, way up for those who want to receive. I'm not talking about nonsensical things that are just material. Are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to change your life in such a way that will create generational ripples of benefit? There are things that are being manufactured right now. Events. Whatever these events are, if you pay attention, you can gain massive capital. You can gain the ability with very minimal, very, very minimal amounts put in. I'm telling you, you don't have to be wealthy. I've had my company since 2017. 2017. Do you know how much it cost me to start up my company? $30. That's all I had. $30. I have this person that I know personally. I've done this for them. I've sat with them and conversed. They took a chance and they trusted me. At the start of the pandemic, they flew to another country with nothing but credit card debt, no income. They trusted me. They listened to what their soul was saying through me. I believe within a year, I believe they're at a 6-figure income. They were featured in Forbes. And they're now on some Forbes committee. Mm-hmm. There's been plenty of people who have taken that chance, who have invested in themselves, the time and the energy, and it has paid off massively. Every decision you make has a string attached to it. If you know how to follow the strings without disturbing them, you can see where every decision takes you. One of my twins taught me that. Yeah. He was like, do you ever play with the strings? And I'm like, what strings? What do you mean, what strings? What strings? What are you talking about? You've never noticed that there are strings that come out of every decision that you're considering? Oh, I've seen those. But I don't touch them. And then he told me to follow one sometime. See where it goes. And I did. And then another one, and another one, and another one. I never go too far ahead, though. Why? Because I'm rebellious. And I'm a saboteur. Only of myself. I like to sabotage things. So I only see forward for myself, one decision at a time. What I can see for other people, it's an entire yarn factory. We can see it all. But it requires you being in compliance with what your soul is guiding you to do, not just doing it because you think you're going to get a reward at the end. You're going to fuck it up. I've had plenty of people do that as well. I mean, you said if I do this, this, and this, and I did it. Where was your mind when you did it? In the gutter? Yeah? That's why everything went down the gutter. There's so many ways to bring to fruition the things you deserve through your hard work, through the application of your guidance. So many ways. So many ways, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Last year, when it was, so New Year's Eve, 2021, New Year's Eve for 2022, right? I didn't realize this, but I saw it this last New Year's Eve because the memory popped up on my Facebook. And I said, I wanted to have major progression for me teaching people. Wouldn't you know? I didn't even remember that. I didn't. But at some point last year, I went ahead and I split my company. I split it between my services and my teaching. I now sit as the CEO and senior professor of a quantum divergent foundation. So what does that mean? That means I followed the string. I saw where the string would get me. And so I did what I needed to do. Take a chance, split it, and grow myself and my ventures. This year, there's going to be another split. It's going to be a massive one. What are you going to do with that split? I typically will experience things about a year in advance. What are you going to do with that split? Are you going to take the chance on yourself, or are you going to waste it? Regardless of what's happening in the world, this split is going to occur. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to be so oblivious because you're dealing with all of this continuous bullshit from other people, this drama that's nonsensical? That's up to you. That is up to you. But just know when you make that decision, that's also on you. So do what you need to do, learn what you need to learn. I gotta go. I gotta teach my class. A good way forward is the abundance amplification ceremony I'm doing on Sunday. It's a meditation, but it's also a mini fire ceremony. There's ways to align pathways in order to amplify the potentiality. There are ways to do that. That's what I was busy doing today. I went with one potentiality in mind, knowing there's a secondary waiting in the wings. Rather than investing everything in that first potentiality, I opened myself to diversify. And so when we saw the other potentiality, that was like, ooh, yes. But I didn't stop there. As soon as I got the feeling of alignment occurring, I pushed it through. And so guess what? The third potentiality is the greatest one. I now have a business connection seeking out everything, every potentiality, while still having insurance on the second. What does that mean? That means happy things. That means happy things. And in addition to that, because that's on a personal level, then that would be something that leads to further potentiality for the development of my church, the development and progression of the nonprofit section of it. All of that. Is it all contingent on one person? No. That one person is a representation of where this year is going. So many potentialities. And this person said something so powerful, and I don't think they know they were giving messages to me from my own soul. I don't think they realize that. They said something along the lines of, you don't need to rush, so don't. Everything is coming to me. I have to chase nothing at all. It is coming to me and simply waiting until I'm ready to receive it. Oh, I fully claim that. I call to me everything that is rightfully mine. And I have no shame in my growing understanding of what rightfully belongs to me. I used to be ashamed, and that was the problem. Now I have no problems. Why? Because I don't see myself as such. I am a living solution for every living problem that I encounter. So if I'm the solution for everything that's placed before me, do I have a problem? No, I have opportunities. Opportunities for what? Whatever the hell I want. But Emmy, I said what I said. Whatever the hell I want. And it just so happens everything I want is to benefit not just myself, not just my family, but everyone. It's okay for you to want things. It's okay for you to finally begin understanding that sometimes the things that you want on a personal level are actually the things that benefit everyone. So do it. Do it. Let it happen. Let it take place. There's nothing that I'm blocking at this point. Literally nothing. There is no connection that is healthy for me that I am willing to block or stop or avoid or evade or any of that. Literally nothing. Get to that point where the only fear you have is nothing. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. My class is starting. If y'all can please give this video a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate that. Really quick, I do have the event on Sunday, the Abundance Amplifier Healing Meditation. It's like a mini fire ceremony. And then on the 22nd is the actual fire ceremony that will be on the Emmy Evolving channel on both Facebook and YouTube. And I think I also go live on Vimeo. I don't know. On top of that, I do have my workshops that I made available, and these workshops are ridiculously powerful. They will teach you things that will give you back your power. The very things that you thought you couldn't do, the very things that you thought other people had to do for you. No, you can do it for yourself. You can make it happen. You can get very solid and very healthy within your life. You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest the time, the energy, and sometimes you have to invest in the classes. It's okay to invest in yourself. And you know those people who tell you that you should never do anything for compensation, that you're the problem. You're part of the problem. You're not supposed to charge for your gifts. Okay. I know all of you know at least one person that's like that, right? Where are they in their life? Are they happy? Have they become so empowered in that logic that they are so happy and they are changing other people's lives with happiness? No? Okay, so why are you listening to them? Why are you listening to them? I used to be one of them. I used to be one of them for a very long time. I'm not one of them anymore. My workshops, I'll teach you to stop being one of them. I'll teach you how to be you. A powerful AF you, with no shame and no hesitation about your truth and your purpose, what you're worth, and what it takes to be in your presence. Hush, it's powerful. It's powerful. You can learn to be that for yourself. My God, the amount of power you wield over your life. And you know what? Let me tell you. Much of what I earn, I still do give away. Much of what I earn, I use to help other people. So, you want to tell me I'm the problem? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about people's opinions of me, people who don't know me and what I do behind the scenes. I don't disclose what I do because it's not for me to try and convince you. I do those things for me and for whoever I help. Live with that type of courage where you know what you do and you don't need other people to validate. the gravity of your presence. It's time to stop tripping balls and start actually living your purpose. Okay. Don't be those people. Those people suck. I know, because I used to be one of them. All right, guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Don't forget the event this Sunday, 2/19, Abundance Amplifier Healing Meditation event. You don't want to miss that. And you definitely don't want to miss the portal fire ceremony. I love you guys. I'll see you again very soon. Bye, everyone.